Welcome to the U.S. Great News Channel. Watch the video to the end for current and breaking news about the Russian war in Ukraine. Fierce fighting continues near Bakhmut. There, 22 settlements were under Russian artillery fire. These include Degno-Kamiensk, Byalogorivka, Vasil, Maersk, Krasnogora, Bakhmut, Klishchivka, Kurdyamivka, and Druzhba. Avdiivka, Vodiane, Nevelsk, Pervomaisk, Georgivka, Mariinka, and Novomykhailivka in the Donetsk region came under enemy fire in the direction of Avdiivsk. In the direction of Novopavlivsk, the enemy again shelled Velika Novosilka, Zolota Niva, and Ugledar in the Donetsk region. In the Zaporizhia region, 24 settlements, mainly Vermivka and Novopil in the Donetsk region, as well as Poltavka, Maliivka, Guliapol, Sherbaki, Stepov, Kamiensk, and Plavny in the Zaporizhia region were affected by Russian artillery fire. Joint exercises of the Russian Air Force and the Belarusian Air Force and Air Defense Forces are underway in Belarus. The Russian invaders are not giving up their intention to seize the Donetsk region within administrative borders. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that the main efforts were focused on conducting an offensive in the Bakhmut direction. The Russian army has shelled Kherson with incendiary munitions and is making efforts for an active offensive in the Soledar region of the Donetsk region. In the Luhansk region, the enemy is trying to regain the positions it lost in the Crimea region. According to the latest maps of the American Institute for the Study of War, ISW, the Russian army is positioned west of Dybrova, 5 kilometers southwest of Crimea. The message said, the Russian Federation is probably preparing for a decisive attack in the Luhansk region. Russian DRGs dressed in Ukrainian uniforms tried to break through the defense of Ukraine in an unspecified area of the Luhansk region. In the Donetsk region, the invaders continued to advance in the Soledar region on January 17th. Images released on January 16th showed that Russian troops may have advanced slightly north of Byalogorivka, 11 kilometers northeast of Soledar. The so-called Russian military blogger claimed that the invaders were advancing in the direction of Blagodatny, 5 kilometers west of Soledar, Bakhmut district. The ground forces said that enemy equipment was hit with the help of anti-tank javelins in the Kuzanovka area in the Svatovsky direction. In a statement, the Armed Forces of Ukraine said, one T-90 Proryev was destroyed and one analog was damaged. April, T-90M tanks were first spotted in the Kharkiv direction at the end of April, then in the Zaporizhzhia direction at the beginning of July. The Russians in Ukraine welded a section of a mesh fence over the turret, a so-called barbecue mechanism to protect against M-142 javelin-type ammunition hitting armored vehicles in the upper hemisphere. During the counteroffensive of the Armed Forces of Ukraine in the Kharkiv region in September, an operational T-90M Proryev with the Nikidka complex was captured. Probably the Russian tankers of the Kantemirovskaya division abandoned the car. In December 2022, the Ukrainian army destroyed another T-90M Proryev. The tank lost its course due to a caterpillar explosion, possibly as a result of a mine explosion, and was abandoned by the crew. At night, he finished his work with RKG-3 anti-tank grenades fired from the R-18 UAV. The cost of the T-90 is about $4.5 million, which is several times more expensive than the T-72. The Russian army has already lost 90 of the most modern versions of the T-10M tanks, which caused the command a serious concern. In Russia, the T-90M is considered the most advanced tank in service. The T-14 Armata is still being tested and is probably not in service. The other day, the Russian army lost another T-90M tank. This is already the 10th loss of vehicle. Soldiers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine destroyed it with the help of a conventional at-4 grenade launcher from Sweden. Since March 2022, analysts have repeatedly noted that the main failures of the Russian Federation in combined arms maneuvers are: in modern warfare, advancing tanks must be supported by infantry in order to suppress enemy anti-tank groups. Joint work eliminates the shortcomings of tanks by increasing the survivability of armored vehicles. As can be seen in the video above, the RF armed forces continue to send armored vehicles into battle without the support of soldiers. Therefore, the armed forces of Ukraine destroyed the tank, which had a huge arsenal of anti-tank weapons. The author continues that Russia has still not learned this lesson from the first stages of the war. This is very expensive for the Russian army, because one T-72 cost about $500,000 and one T-90M about $4-5 million. The loss of 10 tanks cost the enemy about $45 million. Recall that on January 2nd, the American Javelin ATGM destroyed the Russian T-90M breakthrough tank. The turret was shattered by the force of the impact. On January 16th, fighters of the Armed Forces of Ukraine captured the Russian T-90S tank for the first time, which was intended for sale abroad. The military of the Armed Forces of Ukraine struck a hostile target using Javelin mobile anti-tank brigades. Ukrainian defenders in the Luhansk region destroyed and damaged a T-90 breakthrough tank. Soldiers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine hit a target near the village of Kuzymovka, Svatovsky district. It was reported by the press service of the ground forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Javelin mobile anti-tank teams are working in the Svatovsky direction. Thus, as a result of successful operations carried out in the Kuzymovka area, one T-90 Proryev was destroyed, one analog T-90 Proryev was damaged. The hunt continues. The T-90M Breakthrough was developed as part of the Breakthrough 3 development project and is a modernized version of the main Russian T-90 tank, which in turn is a modernization of the Soviet T-72 tank. These vehicles were given a new turret and a more powerful engine. The tanks were equipped with a new multi-channel sight, which allows the use of weapons around the clock. A fire control system, FCS, combined with the T-80U N1. The generation is equipped with Buran PA's TVP. The control system of the T-90 tank demonstrated the following live firing capabilities. Heavily armored targets at ranges of up to 5 kilometers are hit by the T-30 while on the move, up to 90 kilometers per hour, and are hit with a high probability at the first shot. During the state tests, 24 missile launches were carried out at ranges of 4 to 5 kilometers, and all of them hit the target. All missile shots were carried out by inexperienced fighters. An experienced gunner hit 7 real armored targets in 54 seconds while on the move. Located in the speed range of 25 kilometers per hour, December 1500 to 2500. Firing from the main and auxiliary weapons of the T-90A is carried out by the 1A46 Fire Control Complex, which consists of the 1G44 rangefinder sight, the Commander's Sighting and Observation Complex T01K04, and the rear-view television system. The main way of aiming at the target of the gun and coaxial machine gun is the 1A43 Artillery Information Computer Complex, which is part of the fire control system. In turn, it consists of a 1G46 guidance device, a 1V528-1 ballistic computer, and a set of automatic sensors that determine the firing conditions. 1G46 aiming and telemetry routing device serves to keep the gun aimed directly at the target, and a periscope sights 7-12x magnification continuously adjustable within, in the range of 400. 5000 mobile rangefinder combines laser and a system that determines the range. For their stabilization on 2 aircraft and a guided missile guidance system. The 1V528-1 electronic tank ballistic computer automatically calculates the required barrel elevation angle and horizontal bullet, adjusting these parameters taking into account the meteorological conditions determined by a set of sensors when firing at a moving target and automatically aiming the weapon according to these data. In addition, as in other Soviet tanks, T-90A ball, semi-direct and indoor locations to shoot from a level indicator is equipped with side and azimuth. The tank commander has a T-01K04 sighting and observation system, which allows firing from the anti-aircraft machine gun mount as well as from the main armament in a duplicated mode. The complex includes an electron-optical day/night periscope observation device PK5, stabilized in 2 planes. The daytime channel of the observation device provides magnification up to 8x, the night channel up to 5.2x. At night, The de-ice operates in passive mode at a distance of up to 1000 m due to increased natural light, or in active mode at a distance of up to 5000 m by illuminating the target with an OTSHU-1-7 infrared searchlight. October, a PZU-7 monocular telescopic optical sight is used to target the anti-aircraft machine gun nest. For night shooting, the T-90A is equipped with Buran M or ESSA-2, which allows you to recognize targets with a size of 2.3 x 2.3 m at night. Generation TVP is equipped with a night complex. The complex consists of a thermal imaging camera stabilized in two planes, through which both the shooter and the commander can monitor the area from separate screens and control weapons using a standard fire control system. The Fire Control System, FCS, of the T-90SM tank Kalina. The SLA allows the crew to hit moving targets with a high probability of hitting the target from the first shot in almost any weather conditions, including when the tank itself is in motion. The pistol provides at least 15% more hits. A combat control system and a navigation system have been installed, which can be integrated up to the divisional level. For television cameras transmit images to the commanders' and gunners' monitors, providing an almost circular view. Each camera has a field of view of 95 degrees in azimuth and 40 degrees in altitude. It was reported that the most powerful missile system SAM in the U.S. inventory to be shipped to Ukraine will be shipped to Ukraine in the near future. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba announced that Patriot air defense systems will be delivered to Ukraine in the near future. It is reported that the United States is accelerating the work in this direction. We will deploy Patriot air defense systems in Ukraine as soon as possible. I would like to congratulate Dmytro Kuleba on the work he has done in this direction. Dmytro Kuleba stressed that the most necessary equipment for the Ukrainian army is air and missile defense systems. Ukraine needs more air defense systems than the equipment it has. This air defense system should be equipped with the most advanced technology. For this reason, we have started negotiations not only for Patriot, but also for the supply of NASAMS, IRIS-T, Crotal systems. I would like to express my gratitude to the USA, Germany, Norway, and France, in particular, for these humble decisions taken. According to the latest information, Ukraine has also started negotiations for Jeopard, Vulcan, and Stinger Manpads anti-aircraft systems. Dmytro Kuleba noted that another need of the Ukrainian army is artillery shells. We are requesting assistance from all allied states for artillery shells. Please do not forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video to be informed of developments at the speed of light.